Hello and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Javiera, investment analyst of ChileGlobal Ventures. On behalf of Fundación Chile, we want to welcome you to the afternoon event of the Fast Forward Mining. In the morning, we listen to the thoughts of the executive presidents of the mining companies on how they are accelerating the mining impact agenda. We learn about the challenges of the energy transition, how the green hydrogen is assuming a huge role, and the commitment of these big companies for a greener future. The venture capital industry has a huge responsibility of this greener future we all want. And in ChileGlobal Ventures, we are committed with supporting startups that have the potential to impact the world with their solutions. So now it is time to talk about that. It is time to talk about the solutions and how the innovation ecosystem is responding and enabling the mining path towards a more sustainable development. This is why today, 4 great startups are joining us. 4 companies that are disrupting the mining industry. I'm talking about Indimine, Summit Nanotech, TI Mining, and Site. Those 4 companies will have only 7 minutes to present their solutions to a venture capital and an angel investor and answer their questions. It is a huge pleasure to have here Alejandra Perez Fabres with us. Her professional background is related to the retail and consumer goods industry, and her field of expertise is marketing, innovation, and strategic planning. She's an active angel investor at ChileGlobal Angels since 2015 and an independent board member at medium-sized companies, both in mining and personal care industry. She also supports tech and biotech startups as an investor, mentor, and board member. She also works pro bono at nonprofit organizations related to women in leadership, education, and training for people with disabilities. Welcome, Ale. So good to have you here. Our next guest is Andrés Baer. Andrés is Chief Investment Officer at Engine Ventures, Engine's global venture capital fund. Andrés has also experience in the mining industry, and he's a board member of different companies. He's on a mission to promote green technology ventures in LATAM, a huge challenge. Welcome, Andrés. It's great to have you here. Before starting with the round of pitches, remember that you can follow the coverage of the event on our Twitter at CG_venture with the hashtag FastForwardMining. So let's start. I want to leave you with a pitch of Álvaro Díaz, CEO of Indimine, a company that has developed the first intelligent digital assistant in the mining industry. Welcome, Álvaro.
Hello, everybody. My name is Álvaro Díaz. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Indimine. Thanks for having me. Well, let me tell you a small story. I used to live in a small town, a mine in a small town that doesn't exist anymore. A lot of people, a lot of knowledge travel and used to work there, but there's no legacy after all. That town doesn't exist anymore, so that's why we created Indimine. And we decided with my co-founder to create a smart mining coach, the first digital mining assistant to empower personal productivity. And I'm going to tell you a bit more about it. So when you're in mining, maybe you imagine that you have a lot of big technologies, and there are some out there, some good out there, but there are also many, many safety issues, productivity issues, and a lot of opportunities that you can tackle down and you can help down miners to get better. So, for example, this is a real picture around speed events, safety, and also reliability events like overload. So that's just the tip of the iceberg. And there are so many others. Like this is also another, let's say, big picture around productivity losses, around maneuvering, queuing time, around load and hold, and there are so many others. But there's a hidden problem right here, and it's about the merge between and the collaboration between people and technology. And right now, people don't want to feel treated as robots. And we have been talking with so many of them that have been adopting new technologies. And they want to have the right objectives, the right feedback in a smart way. So our smart mining coach is aimed to empowering people. So we trace down patterns, we acknowledge them in a personalized way, in a way that they can find the way they can get better, they can unlock. So the miners put the challenge and we put the intelligence to trace down that patterns and feedback in the right moment when it's really relevant. So we say that every decision counts in a positive way. So we have different modules, from remote centers to operators. So we have been evolving this technology since the last 5 years, and it's getting better and better. This is the way one of the modules works for the shift manager. We use predictions with AI. So we trace down patterns and we look for Roberto, how we can help him to leverage their best and trace patterns and pass him the right messages to feel motivated. This is another view of operators. It's similar but different. So we have been designing for them and in a scalable manner for them to have the right objective and feel recognized. Feel that they have doing something that matters. And this is just a sneak peek around the remote centers version for the managers also, where the difference is like they can have the big picture and also have a real approach of how many losses are they having. And each time they have a decision, how much does it cost or how much good benefit they create with that decision. So these are part of our real benefits, real business case where customers like improving 9% overall efficiency, 25% improving the operators groups productivity, and also reducing the emissions. So these are real things that we have been doing since we have been working around mining, doing digital mining. And we're very proud to say that because right now we are consolidating this and expanding this in Latin America. Yes, our aim and our goals are very aggressive to expand global. Latin America is this stage, and then globally in 2023. And consolidate is something that we are doing right now at this stage. We currently closed the round of 350K from Acid Angels. We're very proud that we also have a very strong background from our customers and from investors. And then we will move forward to round or Series A during the next year probably. These are some of the customers that we have been working with in different mining processes. Right now we are focusing around drill and blast and load and haul operations. And this is just a quick view of what we are as Indimin. And thanks for having us as Indimin, and happy to do a Q&A session. So thank you all.
Thank you, Alvaro, for your presentation. Now, Alejandra will ask you some questions.
Hi, Alvaro. Congratulations for the great achievements so far. Can you tell us a bit more about your plans for international expansion? How are you planning to tackle new markets such as Peru and Colombia in the short term? And which strategies are you considering for commercial expansion, for example?
Yeah, thank you, Alejandra. Thanks for your welcome. Yes, we are in many conversations around Latin America, especially in Chile and Peru. That's part of our focus. We have been investing a lot of time in prospecting, having conversations, and we have some leads that are almost there. Also Colombia, for example. And that's the first stage that we are doing. In this moment, like consolidating in Latin America. But we can add that last year we'd also have the first exportation to Australia. So we have been testing out how we can move forward also globally. So it's a very good moment to be in here in this mining technologies space.
Can you comment a little bit about which strategies are you planning to implement for commercial purposes? Are you going to go directly there through distributors?
Yeah, in fact, in Latin America, we are going directly at this point, as long as we have a very close relation and it's easy to reach out to our customers. As long as we are also fully remote and 100% digital company, so digital native company. So, but for example, to expand it in an exponential way, we are evaluating with some good players and big players to expand, like for example Australia or Canada. That's how we are thinking to move forward.
Okay, and tell me something about the main challenges for mining workers to adopt this technology on a daily basis. What strategies have you deployed to motivate and facilitate adoption?
Yeah, thanks. That's a great question. And one of the things that we have been observing, I mean, during these years, is like there's a lot of technology push around different technologies for industries, especially for mining. And one of the core things that we do is like we have been co-developing the solutions, and also working with not just engineers, also with anthropologists and sociologists to really find out how we can motivate people. So that's something that is very, I mean, in the core of the Smart Mining Coach. And one of the things that we are very proud is like we have different examples from the unions calling us for working with them. So it's like we want to get on board. We want the technology to help us to improve ourselves, to unlock our full potential. So that's one of the things that we do.
Thank you, Alvaro. Thank you very much. And congrats again.
Thank you, Alejandra.
Thank you very much, Alejandra and Alvaro. So interesting what you're doing with Indimin. And now it is time to hear more about Summit Nanotech, who are developing a green lithium extraction process to satisfy the energy storage needs for the future. To learn more about this solution, here you have Amanda Hall, CEO of the company.
Did you know that 60% more greenhouse gases are emitted to make the battery for an electric vehicle than to make the engine for a combustion engine vehicle? My name's Amanda Hall. I'm the CEO of Summit Nanotech. I'm a geophysicist, and I'm going to fix this at the root of the problem, which is lithium mining. Lithium miners face many challenges in the existing extraction processes. They have poor yield, high operation costs, high capital costs, and it takes 18 months to get the product from the ground to the market. We have a scalable solution that will double yield, lower costs, and gets the product to market in one day. It's like a bullet train for lithium. On top of that, we keep sustainability at the core of our processes in order to future-proof operations for the mining companies. We reduce land use area by 26 times. We use no fresh water. We create 90% less chemical waste, and we reduce greenhouse gas emissions to 50% of industrial averages. The lithium demand curve is a high growth market. Lithium demand is expected to grow 500% in the next 5 years, and operational supply is already constrained. We've reached a point when demand is higher than supply. There's 3 different ways that we can support this demand curve: with existing operators, with greenfield operators who are producing new mines, and with recycling. Our technology works with all 3 of these. Bloomberg says that it's dawning on North America and Europe that there's a raw materials issue that needs to be addressed. Our market research shows that there's 2 types of lithium-ion batteries being made for electric vehicles today. There's LFP cathode batteries that go into inexpensive electric vehicles, and there's NMC cathode batteries that go into luxury vehicles. So in response to this, we created 2 processes, and we make 2 different products. Our technology is delivered in skid-loadable modular units. We take raw brine straight from the wellhead in the field, and we produce 2 products, lithium carbonate and lithium hydroxide, and both are over 99% pure. We've filed 3 patents, one as an international PCT, one in Bolivia, and one in Argentina. Our business model is hardware as a service. We spend $7 million to build 1 extraction unit. 30% of that is charged to the customer as a CapEx setup fee. Our units process 1,000 cubes a day of brine, and that produces about $17 million a year in revenue. From that revenue, the customer pays us $5 million a year in a recurring revenue operations fee. Our financial forecasts show that in 5 years, working with 5 customers, if we put 100 units in the field operating, that results in an EBITDA of $445 million per year for my company. Our target market is lithium miners. These are miners that have both brine and clay. But we also see need for our technology in geothermal operations and in oil and gas operations. A future market for us is that our technology also works in the lithium recycling space. So once we're done extracting from the ground, we can use our technology in the circular economy to keep recycling going in the future. We have a team of resource extraction experts. We are geoscientists, chemists, and engineers, and we have a lot of experience in this space. We have a technical advisory board and a strategic advisory board made of global executives. We have the previous VP of Innovation from SQM and the former CEO of Albemarle on our board. Bloomberg NEF wrote an independent study ranking our technology #1 for sustainability, economics, scalability, and product grade. Compared to our closest competitor who uses ion exchange technology, our process uses a lot less acid and base. They use 72.5 barrels of acid and base to make 1 ton of lithium. We only use 1.5 barrels, and it's for cleaning and polishing our final product. This makes our process less expensive, easier to scale, and better for the environment. We have a multi-client pilot program scheduled to begin December 2021. We'll be landing near Antofagasta with our pilot unit, and we'll be setting up in 1 location, so we only have to pay for permits and approvals once. And then 6 different customers from 6 different salars will be trucking brine to our site for us to process. This gives us the opportunity to work with different customers and 6 different salars to study the composition of their brine. We're on schedule to deliver our pilot at the end of this year. After that, we'll build demonstration units that process 100 cubes per day. And then after that, we build 1,000 cube per day commercial units. Our capital scale-up strategy began with bootstrapping the company, where we raised $2.5 million in non-dilutive funding with government grants. We then closed a $1.5 million seed round in 2020 on a $3.5 million pre-money valuation. And right now I'm closing our Series A, which is a $10 million US round on a $20 million US pre-money. After that, we'll raise our Series B in order to build commercial units, and we hope to exit in 2026 with a $1 billion valuation. Join me while we work with our partners to create the mine of the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amanda, for your great presentation. Now, Andres will ask you some questions.
Thanks, Javiera, and thanks to Fundación Chile for the invitation. Great event. Thanks, Amanda, for the presentation. Yeah, I have several questions, but I'll only ask a couple. First one is if you can educate ignorant investors like myself on the nanotechnology component into the technology of the process for lithium. I'm aware of the nanotechnologies, the science of manipulating matter. How is that integrated into the module?
Yeah, we don't perform nanotechnology in the field. We use the nanotechnology to build our advanced materials. So what we've invented is lithium selective sponges and lithium selective flypaper. So lithium gets caught inside the pore spaces of a sponge, or it gets stuck to the surface of a membrane that's immobilizing the lithium to a surface. And then the way we get the lithium to stick to these materials and then let go of the materials is by manipulating either the concentration of the brine in the vessel itself, or by using an electric current to push the lithium off the membrane surface. Does that make sense?
It does. Thank you. Especially interested in the slide you showed us on environmental impact. Just wanted to understand a bit better if you have any frameworks in place or impact metrics you're looking at after deployment of the technology.
Yeah, so we've had some LCA analyses done of our technology by the Canadian government and by Solar Impulse, which is an accreditation for sustainability. And once they assessed our technology in action, they gave us a stamp of approval for using no fresh water, reducing greenhouse gases, and reducing chemical creation, so chemical waste creation. So we've been able to prove that at a small scale, so less than 100 liters per day. But the challenge will be to take that to the field and maintain those sustainability standards as we scale the technology and work with larger volumes of brine.
Thanks. So I guess my last question, for a technology as disruptive as this one, I'm assuming you're foreseeing different risks. Just wanted to get your personal opinion. What keeps you up at night? What do you see as the key risks you're going to be managing?
Yeah, I think the biggest risk for us is OPEX, being operating costs, being able to process larger volumes of brine, but keep the costs low enough that miners are willing to pay for it. So our goal is to stay around the $3,000 per ton mark or less. If we could go lower, that's even better because the miners will want the technology more. But as we scale the technology, we just have to be very careful about maintaining the process in such a way that we can still be sustainable and keep our costs as low as possible.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Andres. Thank you, Amanda. It is great to have women leading this kind of startup, so congratulations. Remember that you can follow the coverage of this event on our Twitter using the hashtag #FastForwardMining. So now it is time to TI Mining, who have developed a solution that generates a 3D visualization of the mines in real time through sophisticated algorithms and connections with multiple operational systems. To learn more about this, I leave you with Nicolas, CEO of TI Mining.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Nicolas. I'm the CEO of TI Mining, and thank you for the invitation. TI Mining is a software company, digital company focused on the mining industry, headquartered in Santiago, Chile, with clients in 8 countries. More than 30 mine sites are operating with our solutions. And among those mines, we have as clients the biggest corporations around the world. We've been growing in a very accelerated way for the last 3 years and hope to still growing to reach a global leadership. A bit of what we do, we create systems that integrate information from all the data sources inside the mine to improve the situational awareness, the understanding of operations of all the experts that work for a mine site, no matter where they are or what they do or what devices they have. And this is very important today, even more than before, because of the changes that COVID brought to industry, where we see a lot more remote operations, not only inside the countries, but across the globe. Experts that used to travel and cannot travel anymore, that cannot visit the sites, still need to have the performance they were used to, having all the information to make great decisions. And with this system, they can enable that. They can improve their understanding of what is happening at the sites in real time, explore the past, project the future, no matter where they are, even if they're doing remote work. We are seeing a lot of interest and traction from the market. The system is already operating in the Americas and in Indonesia, and we are seeing a lot of traction, and we expect to be leaders in this new category that we think will become a standard for the industry. The value that we provide for mine sites is in the tens of millions each year, thanks to the efficiency brought by an improved mine plan compliance and risk management. Right now, as a company, we are seeking an investment for $10 million US. We are soon to be closing the round. The syndicate is almost complete, but for any investors that may be interested, there's still some time so we can talk. And we will use the money to accelerate our global expansion, marketing, sales, opening Africa, Russia, and increasing our positioning in the markets where we already operate, and to continue our product development and take it to the next level. And we expect our revenues to increase 15 times in the coming 4 years. So here are contact. If any of you as investors or potential clients or just to chat, please reach out. We'll be happy to have that conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicolas, for your great presentation. Now, Andres will ask you some questions.
Hi, Nicolas. Thanks for the presentation. I guess my first question, and stepping back a little bit, it can be quite hard to not only enter, but get traction in the mining sector. Just wanted to get your thoughts on strategies you put in place and that you will be putting in place for your expansion plans in the broader mining industry. You're on mute.
Sorry for that. Thank you. Again, thanks for the invite. Yes, this is a kind of different industry than the other industries out there. This is an industry that maybe moves a little bit slower. But the good side of that is that once you are inside and you have enough clients, the lifetime value you get from each is very, very good, because as slow as it is to get the new technology, it's the same principles behind that are protecting you as well. So this is an industry where it's difficult to start. The competition is relatively low. So once you are already in the industry and you have gotten the traction from enough clients, things start to get easier for you. In our case, we are working with 34 mine sites, I think now, and it's you start to see how sometimes even your clients are going to a new mine site and they would recommend you there, and you start getting a reputation that also helps a lot. So it's a good thing that it's once you're inside, you're a bit protected, but starting is hard. But that's a good thing about companies like the ones we have met today, is that we're already having clients and we're already having traction. And that's sometimes that it's very hard to get there.
Thanks for that. And in terms of the technology, so in the pitch, you addressed the mine planning. Just curious if you are addressing advantages in the equipment utilization or plant processing, and if not, if you're planning to expand into those two verticals in addition to mine planning.
Mm-hmm. In our particular case, what the main problem we are trying to solve is that the mining operation has a lot of uncertainty. You have geological, geotechnical, weather, equipment failure, and no plan can resist reality in these highly uncertain environments. So it's normal that you need managers correcting as soon as possible once they find a deviation from plan. And what we help with making that information, those insights, available to experts. So by collecting data automatically from sensors and devices that are everywhere now, all the machinery is creating data. When you are able to take that data, connect to those data sources in real time and process them in real time, and through great interfaces, be able to showcase that to the experts so they understand right away what is happening, that's when you get, you can incorporate more like agile methodologies where experts can react very fast to changes in the environment. So that's our approach. And at the end, what we're doing is we're helping those managers intervene in a timely manner with the right information. And we are seeing impact mainly in the coordination of processes, utilization of equipment, and at the end, risk management. So as well, safety and exposure to risks.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicolas and Andres. So interested what you're doing at TI Mining. Now, last but not least, I'll leave you with Rodrigo Calle, CEO of Sight, a company that has a software for the management of occupational health, safety, and environment for companies.
Hello, my name is Rodrigo Calle. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Sight. Sight is a software as a service that helps companies increase their productivity while we take care of the worker health and safety through a breakthrough technology software as a service. Why we create Sight? Because the HEC sector is not digitalized at all. Only a 14% of the manufacturing sector, including mining, has digitalized all the process. This is very different if we compare this with other sectors such as banking, where they have almost 70% of the processes digitalized. Also, all the companies must comply by law with regulations and standards on safety, health, and environmental matters. If you add to those legal regulations the global standard that large companies must comply, there is a lot of room for software on HSE sectors. For the companies, it's very important to keep the health and the safety of their workers, because an accident on their installations is really damageful. It can damage the financial part of the company, the reputational part of the company, operational part of the company. So to have a software to help them comply with the standard is a must that they have to do. They can do this on paper, or they can do this by a global world-class leader in HSE matters such as site. But how site works? Well, HSE is health, safety, and environment. All the companies must comply with that. Companies in the world, the HSE work have to comply with authorities, with internal laws, and all the shareholders that are involved in riskful operations. That's why taking care of the health, the safety, and the environment is a decision that the companies already took. They know they have to do it, they have to do it well. And that's why software such as Site will help them so much doing this. We help the companies through a continuous improvement process that has 4 parts: plan, do, check, and act. The first part is the planning. So to comply with the planning, the companies they can put all the information that is put in their process. So all the workers has to do different tasks to comply with these standards. Tasks such as checklists, inspection, and all type of class that they are planning inside. They planning for each worker or for type of worker. After that, the workers do the job inside through a mobile phone or through the computer laptop. So they identify the risk and all the tasks that they do in work, and then all this information goes to a BI, business analyst, for the company, so managers can see all the information at once. Also, we can investigate all the incidents, so we can improve all the things that didn't go well, so we can do it again, so they don't happen again. So this is a continuous process of digital transformation and also they take care of the workers. The world changed after COVID. Before COVID, the health and safety was really important, but also has a relative importance for the companies. After COVID, companies realized that the safety and the health of the worker is something fundamental so they can be successful. So how we can help companies with improving their process? Through our software with different models that can comply with all and everything the companies have to do with the safety and environmental and the health world. Where we are now, we work with some of the largest mining corporations in Chile, Peru, Colombia, Mexico, but also we work in construction, port, energy, utilities, food and beverage, manufacture. All the industry sector are working with sites. So we have clients in Chile, Peru, Colombia, Ecuador, Argentina, and Mexico. We are selling already 2 million. We hope to close this year with 2 million on revenue sales and recurring revenue sales. And what we want to do, we want to conquer and be the #1 HEC software in Latin America. This is our focus in the midterm. So the market is huge, and we are really prepared to do it. We have a software ready to scale up. We have the clients that support us, and we have the team that support us, and we are looking for new partners that help us doing this. So that was my presentation. I repeat, my name is Rodrigo Galle. If you want to talk with me, to chat with me, so we can together develop some type of relationship, so we can increase all the work what we're doing, you're welcome to talk with me, and I will very happy to talk with you. So this is my email, and I'll be waiting for your call. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rodrigo, for your presentation. Now it's time to Alejandra for ask you some questions.
Thank you, Rodrigo, and congratulations for the progress. It's very impressive. You mentioned you were looking for new partners to take Sight to the next level. What kind of investors are you looking for? What do you expect from them?
Yeah, we're looking for investors or companies that help us scale up, and we would like to have this investor really involved in the industrial sector. For us, the mining sector is one of the priority and fundamental sectors, but it's not the only one. 70% of our revenue comes from mining, but the other 30% comes from all different industries. So we are looking for investors or companies, not necessarily only investors, that help us scale up in the region. So it could be a venture capital, it could be a institutional investor, but that what we are looking for.
Okay, and how much money are you looking for in this round? What valuation?
Yeah, we're starting to open the round. We haven't opened round yet. We hope for the next year for the beginning of next year having this round ready. I don't have a number to say yet, but it should be a series between an A and B, because we already have a Series A, which was 5 years ago. So this is gonna be our second big invest.
Okay, and can you tell us a little bit about the main challenges and strategic focuses to scale up Sight through LATAM?
Yeah, the most important is to the commercial part, because technically we already work a lot on the scaling part of our solution technically. So the last 3 years, I think we have been working and preparing for this moment. We are already starting to scaling up in Mexico, Colombia, and Argentina. But I think the main challenge is to do it at a scalable way, not just going one for one. So that's why we are developing a mix between inbound and outbound, reaching for new clients. And also keep our existing client growing and growing at the same time.
Okay, thank you very much. Congrats again.
Okay, thank you. Thanks to everybody.
Thank you so much, Rodrigo and Alejandra. Thank you, Andres, too. And thank you, Amanda, Nicolás, Álvaro, and Rodrigo again for your great presentations. We could learn a little bit more about how they're responding to the demands for innovation in the mining through the implementation of these disruptive and great technologies. And with this, we're ending the ChileGlobal Ventures Demo Day. Hope you enjoy it. It's been a pleasure to participate in this fast-forward mining event. In ChileGlobal Angels, ChileGlobal Ventures, we will keep working supporting startups that can impact and make a difference in this world. We thank again the participation of each company, of the investors, and all who connected today. And I invite you to stay connected and join the next event that will talk about the advances and challenges of the circular economy in mining. Have a good afternoon. See you soon.